Blessings, beautiful soul, beautiful friends. So we've been working on our hips, and this week we're going to focus on our shoulders, because just like with our hips, really our legs, our movements are very repetitive. And I often hear, like, especially women, say end up getting their hair cut short because they can no longer, take their arms up, because, unless you do something like yoga or whatever, we don't tend to take our arms through full range of movement. And there's certain things that we take for granted until we can't do it anymore. So we're going to focus on our shoulders. So you need either a yoga belt. If you don't have a proper yoga belt, just a belt, or your strap from your dressing gown. That's what I used to use when I first started out many years ago. That's just something that you can use as a belt, preferably not the stretchy one though. So we're going to start off standing. So just standing with the feet underneath the hips, spread out the toes. Arms just hang loosely down beside you. Soften or close your eyes. And just taking a few deep, full breaths. Now, if you feel a bit dizzy or whatever with your eyes shut, you can just try focusing on the tip of your nose. The main reason for closing our eyes is because there's so many distractions. We're so easily distracted nowadays, by bright, shiny things, this, that, and the other. And when we close our eyes, we instantly take our awareness into our body. Because we have so many distractions, and because just the way society is nowadays, we become very disconnected from our body. It's like our body is just something we just have to carry around with us. And we only tend to notice when it's not working the way we want it to. And part of yoga, part of my goal is to really get you back into your body and becoming friends with it, because there are times it doesn't work the way we want it to. But, treating it badly is like expecting your car to work when you kick it and whatever. We want to really tune into our body so we can also start to notice any little niggles or aches or pains before they become something chronic. But if you do feel a little bit dizzy or whatever, just try focusing on the tip of your nose so your eyes are almost closed, or imagine blurring everything else out so you're just taking your attention inwards, especially if you're at home and you start noticing things, I need to put that away, or that needs dusting, or blah, 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 blah. It's so easy to get distracted. So taking time to check in, just noticing without judgment, without criticism, without trying to change anything at first, just simply noticing how you're feeling. I've been feeling really flat the last couple of days, just like, no energy, don't want to do anything, and just, I've been trying not to beat myself up over it, got to be gentle with ourselves, right? So noticing how you feel energetically, how you feel emotionally, because often if we're not feeling as good as we want, we end up getting annoyed and frustrated, all that kind of thing. So just being aware of all that, and imagine just observing and knowing that this too shall pass. So any feelings, any thoughts, any sensations, they will go, they will come and go. And then noticing how your shoulders feel. Often we don't notice we're holding tension because it becomes habit. So we might end up going like this with our shoulders up around the ears and not really notice we're doing it. So notice how your shoulders feel. Do they feel equal? Does one side feel higher than the other? Do they feel relaxed, or do they feel really tight and tense at the minute? How does your neck feel? Remember, this isn't about making judgments, it's just tuning in, checking in, so also we can compare how you feel again at the end of the session. And taking a full deep breath in. Imagine breathing in as deeply as you can. Really fill your lungs to full capacity. Pausing for a few seconds, and then letting the breath go like a deep sigh. And you may notice as you do that your shoulders drop even just a tiny bit. Do that twice more. So full deep breath in. Hold it, feel your chest expand, shoulders rise slightly, then let it go. Once more, full breath in and out. Although sometimes it's only the small difference, but if we had our eyes open and we were distracted, we may not notice that difference. But with our eyes closed, we notice even the subtlest difference. So if you haven't already, opening your eyes now. I'm just going to start off with shoulder shrugs. Just going to inhale, shrug the shoulders, exhale, let them drop. Breathing in and out through the nose. This also helps to activate your thyroid gland. So imagine squeezing them as tightly as you can and then just letting them drop. We're going at a good pace. Inhale, squeeze as tight as you can, hold, squeeze even tighter, and release. You might notice a warm glow across your shoulders. Then bring your thumb and index fingers together. Bring your hands to your shoulder. Now my phone tends to reverse things for some bizarre reason, but you're going to inhale to your left, exhale to the right, open the arms out. Inhale, left, fingertips to shoulders. Then in, out, in, out. If for whatever reason you need to go a little bit slower, you can do. Again, this also helps to activate your thyroid gland as well as realign your neck. Relax the arms down. Then roll the shoulders up, back and down. Inhale up, exhale back and around. And make it a little bit bigger, taking the elbows back, really squeeze the elbows back. Bigger still, all the way around. Inhale up, exhale down and around. Now relax and just bring your left hand onto your waist. Stretch your right hand down towards the floor and drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Stay here. Feel that stretch in the side of the neck. Take a nice deep breath in. Sigh it out. And staying here, release that left arm. Just rest it on the side of the head. So just using the weight of the arm, you're not pulling, you're just literally letting the weight of the arm stretch out the neck. And release, come back up. Notice how that side feels. Bring the right hand onto the waist, drop the right ear over to the right shoulder, stretching the left hand down towards the floor. Try and make sure you're not tipping or tilting. Take a full deep breath in. And sigh it out. Now reaching that right hand. Just resting it on the side of your head, kind of hugging your head, again, just letting the weight of the arms stretch out the neck. Release and come back up. Now press the arms out, press the arms back behind you as much as you can. Then bring the arms forward, bring the right arm over the left. Imagine giving yourself a hug, holding onto the shoulders, and just round over. And feel as if you're lengthening your spine. So you're not tipping forward, you're just rounding the upper body. So you're still keeping the lower body still. So we're not tipping, we're just letting the upper body stretch out along your spine. Inhale, come up, go press the arms wide. This time bring the left arm on top, do the same thing. Round over, relax your head. You can use the weight of the arms to stretch out. And come back up, release. Relax, taking the feet out nice and wide, spread out the toes. Do a little bit of warming up for the lower body, spreading out the toes, press into the whole of the foot. Just feel that stretch in your inner thighs. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, just slide your hands down your legs, holding on to your ankles if you can. But try and lift your shoulders, your shoulder blades up away from your ears. Because when we come forward, the shoulders kind of hang down. So try and draw the shoulder blades up and away from your ears. And just gently turning the head a little bit side to side, as if you're shaking your head no. And come back to center. Inhale, lift up through a flat back position. So come halfway. Good. So bend your knees, bring your hands to your waist, draw the elbows back, and come back all the way up with a nice flat back. And maybe bring your feet in just a little way. And you bring your arm, bring one arm up by your ear, bend the elbow and try and drop the hand down between the shoulders. Excuse me, itchy nose. Between the shoulders. Relax that shoulder. Then see if you can grab hold of the elbow and try and press that hand down a little bit further. We want to relax this side, relax this right shoulder. So inhale, tense the shoulders. What we don't want, exhale, relax the shoulders. Just taking a breath or two here, pressing that hand down. If you can't reach here, then press from in front. But we want to try and relax the shoulder. At the same time, really press into the outside edge of the feet. So we're stretching out the inner thighs as well. And inhale, lift that elbow up to the ceiling. And exhale, come to a little side stretch. Firm up the thighs, keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathe. And come up, then try and hold on to both elbows. You might be here somewhere, that's okay. Hold on wherever you can, relax the shoulders. Inhale over into a side stretch, keep the shoulders relaxed. Exhale up, so stretching out the whole side body. Inhale across, stretching out the armpit. Draw the belly button in, exhale up. Inhale across. Exhale, lift. And inhale across. And exhale up. Then lengthen the arms, stretch up, almost as if someone's got hold of your fingertips, and then try to lift you up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lengthen up. So sort of try to lift you off your feet. Exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, reach. This time imagine you're pulling something down. Exhale, cactus arms. Open up through the chest. In and out. Inhale, hands to thighs. Exhale, keep the shoulder blades away from the ears as you come forward and down. Again, holding on to ankles if you can. Looking through your legs. This time, nodding your head as if you're saying yes. So looking along the mat and then tucking the chin in. And inhale, lift up halfway. So bend the knees into like a sumo squat. Bring your hands to your waist and come all the way back up. Now release the arms, reach the other arm up. Bend at the elbow, try and drop that hand down between the shoulders. Take your time so you're not tensing the shoulders. If you can, frame your head. Hold on. So this arm, the bent arm, is kind of staying as relaxed as possible. You're using this arm, right arm, to press it down a little bit further. A little wiggle jiggle. Inhale, tense the shoulders. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Breathe here. Firm up those thighs. Really press down into the mat. And inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, stretch up and over. Inhale up again, hold on to both elbows if you can. This time breathe in, breathe out as you stretch across. Breathe in as you lift, breathe out as you stretch over the other side, relaxing your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, exhale over the other side. And inhale back to center. So release the arms down. Now turn your right foot out to the side. Inhale, bring your hand to your forehead. Exhale, lift the elbows, slide the other hand down the back leg. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lift the elbow up to the ceiling. Inhale up and exhale, release. Bring that foot back, turn the other foot out. Inhale, bring your hand to your forehead. Exhale, lift. Sliding the other hand down. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Once more, in and out. And in and out. Come back and bring the feet in. Grab your band, whatever you're using, belt. If you don't want it dangling, you can fold it in half. So your feet just outside your hips. Hands just a little bit wider than shoulder width. Depending on how tight your shoulders are, you can have them closer or narrower, totally up to you. So just taking the arms out in front, pull on the belt a little bit so there's no slack, but not so much you're tensing. Just going to inhale, lower your belt down to your thighs, exhale, scoot back up. And as you're doing this, I want you to imagine loosening and lubricating your shoulder joint, the shoulder capsule. I was trying to say it the other day, I was trying to shoulder, I couldn't say. The shoulder capsule. And each time you take the arms up, you're going to come a little bit higher, lubricating into those shoulder sockets, so that we're not tensing the shoulders and we're not arching the back. So if you can, starting to bring the arms alongside the ears. So you can take your hands wider if you need to, especially if you notice you're tensing the shoulders. And we're going to use one arm to stretch out the other side. So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to pull. So I'm pulling over to the right. So the arm that's behind my head is relaxed. So you notice I just had to bring my hands a bit closer together so I can extend that arm out. And inhale up, exhale over the other side. So again, you're using the extended arm to stretch out the bent arm. Inhale up. Exhale, up and across. Hold for a second or two. So it's very similar to the stretch we did a moment ago. Inhale, exhale over the other side. So it's very similar to the one we did. Half cow face, except this time we're just using the belt. This time you're going to hold here and maybe see if you can take that back arm back behind you a little bit. So rather than just out to the side, maybe see if you can take it back a little bit. There, release, come up. Over the other side, stay here, or maybe take the arm back a little bit. And come back up to center. Release the hands. This time we're going to take the arms behind us. Hands about shoulder width apart. Now what tends to happen here is we tend to focus on the up and we end up creating more tension around the shoulders. So I want you to start off focusing on rolling the tops of the shoulder, tops of the arm back and squeezing. Focus just on that a few times. Squeeze and release. So squeeze just the upper body. So you're just rolling the shoulders back and squeezing the shoulder blades together. Notice how that automatically lifts your chest, but without tensing around the ears. Exhale, squeeze back. Inhale. So literally as if you're trying to bring the shoulder blades towards each other. And hold it back and imagine stretching the hands down. So notice my arms are still on my thighs. So squeeze, stretch down, lifting through the chest. Holding that position, then lift the arms a little bit away from the body and lower. Lift and lower. Breathing in and out. So you can notice I'm not creating tension. We don't want to create tension, we want to get rid of it. So a couple more times. And we're going to come into a forward bend. Now again, when we come forward, what tends to happen is we let the arms just hang overhead like that, and we strangle ourselves with our ears. So you want to think of stretching the arms up and over. So you're going to start off taking the right foot forward. So we're going to come to like a pyramid variation. So to start with, we're just going to come halfway down like a flat back position. Now what also tends to happen in this pose is we tend to gravitate towards the front leg. So we're going to go straight forward. So hands a little bit narrower for this one. Resting your hands on your butt. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Stretch the hands down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just hinge forward to a flat back position to start with. So draw that right hip back, left hip forward, and imagine again, keep squeezing the shoulder blades together, stretch the hands as if you're trying to take the hands past your legs. Then inhale, lift the arms up, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. So you're pulling the hands apart, so you've got a bit of tension, and hopefully there's no tension around your neck. Then come back down, bend the front knee, push into the foot, and come back up. Bring that foot in. Set the left foot forward. Do the same thing here. Make sure the feet are hip width apart as well, so you're not on a tight rope. Feet at least hip width. Roll the shoulders back, stretch them down. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward. Again, just coming to that flat back position. Draw that left hip back, right hip forward. Stretch your hands away from you. You're going just a little lift and low. Draw your belly button in. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And lift and lower. Bend the front knee and come all the way up to standing. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width. We're going to do a forward bend this time. So same thing, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, soften the knees slightly. Exhale, just come halfway down to begin with. Now imagine trying to create length in your spine. Lily's trying to chase her tail. Stretch, make length in your spine. And as you come forward, stretch the arms up and over. Now you can slide your hands further apart here. Stretching the arms up and over. So you're looking between the legs. So if you've got tight shoulders, take your hands a little bit wider. Breathe in and out. And lower the arms onto the back. Bend your knees deeply and look forward along the mat, coming up with a nice flat back. Coming back up to standing. Stepping the right foot forward. And we come a little bit further forward this time. So we can do that pyramid pose variation, but this time, if you feel confident, you're going to come all the way down. We're going to start off in the flat back position though, same thing as before. Breathe in, roll shoulders back, breathe out, hinge forward. Coming just to that flat back position, lengthen the spine, make sure you haven't gravitated towards the right leg. So you're coming straight forward, pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Stretch the arms away from you. Breathe in as you breathe out. Fold over the leg, keep stretching the arms. So it's very active. You're not just letting gravity let the arms hang, you're actively stretching the arms up towards the ceiling, pulling on the band, pull the hands apart. Focus on firming up both thighs, tighten up your kneecaps. Then lower the arms, bend your front knee, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Bring that foot in, step the left foot forward. So again, feet hip width, but maybe a slightly longer stance this time. Roll the shoulders back, breathe in as you breathe out again, coming straight forward. So as if you're coming into a forward bend rather than heading towards that leg. Stretch out of the waist, stretch the hands to the wall behind you. Firming up your belly, either stay here or lift the arms, or exhale, come all the way forward. So you're kind of coming inside that leg if possible. Again, really firm up the thighs, press into all four corners of the feet, both feet. Breathe, full deep breath in and out. And lower the arms, bend the front knee, inhale, come up nice and slowly, don't rush. All the way up. Bring the feet back in, bring the belt around in front of you this time. Now reach the arms up, relax the shoulders. Inhale, side stretch. Notice I'm not just taking the arms, I'm keeping the arms still, pushing out the ribs, push out the hips. Feel that stretch in the sideways. Exhale, pull the tummy and lift up. Inhale, over the other side. Exhale, up. We're going to take a twist. Exhale, twist around to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, around the other side. And inhale, back to center. Relax the arms last time. Bring the hands behind you again. So we do that pyramid pose again. Step the right foot forward. A good long stance, but feet at least hip width apart. Roll the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Come forward, flat back position first. Imagine you're pulling the hands away from each other and away from you. So create space, create length in your spine. Either stay here, inhale again, exhale, fold forward, stretching the arms up and over. So we're going to stay a little bit longer this time if you can. You can spread out the toes on both feet. Press into your big toe, little toe, inner outer heel, full deep breath in. Full breath out. Again, in and out. Then lower the arms, bend the front knee, come up halfway. Either stay here or bend the standing knee a little bit more, shift the weight, and just come into another warrior three. Again, your choice. Square your hips to the floor, breathe. Nice deep breaths in and out. Then lower back down and come all the way back up to standing. Sometimes we just throw it in, you find you're doing it before you realise it. And switch sides. Left foot forward, roll shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, come halfway. And again, squeeze the shoulder blades together, stretch the arms back behind you, pull that front hip towards you. You can stay here, or you can now start to lift the arms, keep lifting the arms up. So think of up and then over, so rather than just relaxing them, as if someone's got hold of your belt and they're pulling the arms up towards the ceiling, creating space around your neck. Full deep breath in and out. Again, in and out. Then lower the arms, bend the front knee. Inhale, lift up halfway. Either stay here or bend the front knee a little bit more. Take the weight onto that foot. You can just stay here, or you can try. And a little warrior 3. Whee! This is my least good side, my left foot, but it's all good. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, brace the abs. If you wobble, that's okay, you work more muscles. And release. Come up. My beads are hung around my ear. And release. Release them down. Put them down onto the mat. And bring yourself onto the mat. And bring yourself into a relaxation position, wherever that may be. So either with knees bent, feet flat or legs out straight, or maybe a little bolster behind your knees, whatever's good for you. But have your arms, palms upwards, away from the body. So move the arms away from the body so that your arms and shoulders can relax completely down into the floor. And just really feel the support of the ground beneath you. So often nowadays, and I'm guilty of it too, but so often nowadays we're so busy, but so often we're busy without being productive. You know, we've got this thing, and I hear it from so many women who say, oh, I feel guilty doing nothing, I feel guilty relaxing, I feel guilty come to class. I'm like, that's just crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I know I used to feel similar, I don't know when it was bad, but I used to struggle to sit still for any length of time. I used to feel I should be doing all the time. But now I've realised that we're not meant to be doing all the time, and actually you can end up burning out. And this is why a lot of people who struggle to relax are the ones who take a week off and fall ill. And they're like, why am I always ill when I have a week off? And it's because you're running on adrenaline most of the time. And when you finally stop and slow down, your body goes, right, okay, now I've got time to be ill. And that's why it's crazy that we live in a society that is making anyone feel guilty for doing things that nurture and nourish them. And I know I've used this analogy before, but if you think of your smartphone, our smartphone is great. It has maps, it has a calculator, it has a camera, it has all sorts of things on it. However, if the battery dies, if you don't charge it up, it is useless. It's a paperweight at best. And it's the same with us. You know, if we don't take time to rest, we will end up burning out, because the other thing is, if you don't rest, you're not likely to be getting restful sleep either. If the only time you stop is when you're sleeping, the chances are that you're not getting a restful night's sleep. And if you wake up still feeling tired and then it's likely that you're not sleeping well. And that's because if you go into sleep expecting, you're still kind of hyped up, you're going to sleep badly as well. And we just need to get rid of this idea that it's wrong to take time out. I did a little mini workshop the other day. It's like a 2-hour workshop, yoga and sound. And one of the women asked, I really enjoyed that. I feel guilty for doing nothing for 2 hours. I'm like, hang on a minute, you've just done a 2-hour workshop. How's that doing nothing? And it's just crazy. And I honestly think it's almost like we're now competing with each other for how guilty we feel. How would it feel if more women said, you know what, I took time out, I took an hour and I sat down and I did nothing and I really enjoyed it. How about we start that trend? How about, not feeling embarrassed, not being considered lazy for taking time out. I do wonder sometimes how much of it is kind of ingrained in us, that we've been taught to feel guilty. But the way I say it to them is that if you take time to nourish yourself, you come back, you're a much better wife, partner, mother, daughter, whatever, worker. Say, just like the phone, your phone needs regularly charging. And if your phone's not charging properly, it's not going to work properly. So really, we need to get rid of this idea that it's wrong to do something like a class or to take time out to rest and relax. It's ridiculous. We need to get rid of this idea. So noticing, so that's another reason we often hold tension in our shoulders, because we're carrying the weight of the world on them. So noticing how your shoulders feel now compared to when we started. And they may still be tight and tense, and that's okay, but hopefully they're at least a little bit less tight and tense. And plus it's also, just like our hips, it's also really imperative that we take our body through its full range of movement. Because the other thing is, by repeating the same movements over and over again, not only do you wear out the joints, but you also make it harder to move in other ways. Because it's almost like you create a groove in your joints so that it becomes more painful or even impossible to move in a different way. Because it's literally like the joints got stuck in that range of movement, and of course the muscles get tight, and then it becomes painful, and when something's painful we tend to avoid doing it, and the more we avoid doing it, the tenser it gets, and it just ends up in a massive spiral. So honor yourself for taking this time out. Know that you are important too. I mean, would you feel I'm lazy if I say I take time out just to sit and watch my chickens? Because I do, and I feel no guilt about it whatsoever. Well, occasionally I might be like, I should be doing such and such. Well, never mind. Because I tell you this, and I say this, it might sound morbid, but nobody, absolutely nobody, and there's been studies done, people have been asked, okay? People have been asked. Nobody on their deathbed wishes they'd worked more. Nobody is grateful that they kept the house tidy. Everyone asked wished they'd made more time for memories, for having fun, making memories, doing things, enjoying life. If it was your last day on earth, why would you bother worrying about keeping the house tidy or ironing your pants? It's just silly. So do the things that uplift you, because that's what the world needs more of. Be the change, be the person that says, you know what, I laid there for an hour and it was bliss and I feel amazing and I would recommend it to anybody. So be the change. Know that you are worthy of taking time out to nurture and nourish yourself. So you can either stay here a while longer, or if you're ready to end your practice, then just start to stretch out the arms and legs, moving the body in whatever way feels good for you. And in your own way, in your own time, bring yourself back up to sitting. I remember, I love hearing from you. I love hearing that you're benefiting from the sessions. I love, if you're seeing an improvement. I love it if there are things that you want to do. If you've got any requests, things that you need to work on, any particular issues, then please do let me know so that I can, help you, because I get so much pleasure when people say, oh, I can do this and I can do that, and it's great and I love it. And that's what it's all about. It's not about whether you do a fancy pose and put it on Instagram. It's about being able to live your life and not have to stop doing things because your body can no longer do it. Not have to cut your hair because you can't do that anymore. So enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste. From Lulu and I.